All right. So here we go. It's official, you all. We just want to welcome you into this space. And my name is Leah Sweetman. I've been with dōTerra since the fall, November of 2024. And I'm grateful for this opportunity to be able to share what we've been learning and all the tools that we have for you all in your wellness journeys. Our recording has been started. So I just want to welcome you to our foundational health workshop. Tonight, we're going to educate on a wellness lifestyle, look at research and our current wellness landscape. And we also want to empower you with solutions and options to support you and your family, giving you hope for your health. So we're going to tackle some housekeeping items. This class is 30 to 40 minutes long. There will be a product giveaway at the end that we all think you will love. And it's helpful to have a pen and a paper to take notes, write down questions, and we will also be using the chat feature throughout the workshop. So at the end of this class and after the drawing, we invite you to stay for a 15-minute dōTerra business overview. It's optional. If you would like to stay for it, we're just absolutely excited that you would. So we're going to start off by thinking about cars. So can everyone find that chat feature real quick inside of your Zoom? There's a little chat box. Hopefully you can find it as I'm looking for it too, since I've screen shared. But we're going to start off by thinking about cars and imagine that you're gifted one car that would need to last you for the rest of your life. Okay, that's a long time. If you could only choose one car forever, would you choose A, B, or C? So take a moment, if you can, find that in the chat. Oh, there's the chat. I found it too. And oh, I see a lot of C's. Oh my gosh, we're all C's here. Let's see. Oh, there's an A. Awesome. I love it. If you're going to keep this car for the rest of your life, what kind of fuel would you put in it? Would you buy the lower grade or the higher grade? What about the ongoing maintenance? Would that be a priority to you? Would you wash it, check the tires, go easy on the engine, or maybe even park a little extra further away so it doesn't get hit in the parking lot? It's kind of crazy when you think about this, but it is true. We only have one body to last us for our whole life long. So we got to think about how we're going to treat it. What kind of fuel we're going to put into our own bodies. Are we going to give ourselves regular maintenance? Are we going to make sure that we have what we need to run well every day for our whole life long? That's what we want to equip you with today. So I'm going to hand this over to my friend Trina.
Casey Means is a Stanford educated surgeon who recently published a book called Good Energy. This is one of the most comprehensive resources in explaining our general wellness landscape based on research, as well as in identifying the core issues of our family. Sorry, guys. Let's look at some of the research that she shares. And on this slide, it just really, there were a lot of them that stood out to me, but the 74% of adults being overweight or obese, that's just tremendous. The infertility going up 1% each year, I know I have been affected by that. And the heart disease being the leading cause of death, but it is almost totally preventable. Like all of these stats are just mind blowing. Of course, cancer, I don't know anyone who hasn't been affected by cancer or touched in some way. And then, you know, teens and children, autism, all of this just really, really stands out and is shocking and sad to me. There are top 10 causes of our metabolic health, as are listed here. Chronic overnutrition, which I find just ironic because it's a fancy way of saying you just eat too much food, right? Too much of the wrong foods, processed foods. Nutrient deficiencies, not enough of the right food, like eating proteins, fats, and taking, vitamins or getting the vitamins that you need. Our microbiome issues, referring to like our gut health and our gut issues. Sedentary lifestyle, we spend too much of our life sitting still instead of moving our bodies. Chronic stress, our calendars are overscheduled and busy defines our lives. Medications and drugs, and we will talk about more of this soon in this presentation. Sleep deprivation, we lack both quantity and quality of sleep. Toxins and pollutants, I think about the toxins that are sprayed on our food, our grass, and in our air, how endocrine disruptors are in our personal care products and the toxic chemicals in our cleaning supplies. We just live in such a toxic world. Artificial light, this is talking about the light that we receive from our phone, our TV, our laptop screens, and thermoneutrality, which is something that I'm even curious my dad suffers from, I think, but our bodies no longer adapt to extreme temperatures because we don't expose ourselves. We stay in 70, 72 degrees. We keep our house, our car, all the same. So maybe take a minute in the chat. Which of these are true for you and your family? Or if if anybody wants to talk about it, feel free. Yes, artificial light. Like Trina, I totally agree. Like we're constantly in front of our phones or a screen or something. 10 for sure. Yeah. Leah, yeah. Thermoneutrality. Good. Yes. Yes. 5 and 7. Oh, you guys are going fast. I gotta be able to read. uh, I I so agree. I think we're all so affected by all of this. Good ones. Yes. Microbiome. Oh, yes, absolutely. How many of us have gut issues? Oh, definitely. Okay. So for this next screen, let's do a brief health assessment in the chat. Looking at these 7 issues, what are areas of your health that you would like help with the most? So you can just comment with the numbers that represent your area. 1 being digestive, 2 headaches, pain, and inflammation, 3 immunity, 4 stress and anxiety, 5 energy and stamina, 6 sleep, and 7 blood sugar regulation.
Sorry about that. It's coming back. There we go.
Okay, great. Thanks, Amy, for sharing. As we just kind of think through those things, it really helps to start the presentation out as we slide into the modern approach versus the natural approach. Most people take a modern approach to medicine, although we are starting to see that shift. In the modern approach, symptoms of disease are often the focus, and instead of the root causes, solutions are over the counter and prescription pharmaceuticals. And so in those, we'll end up seeing synthetic and toxic ingredients, many of which have known and unknown side effects. And it's a $6.5 trillion industry. But the question is, are we healthier? According to the CDC, 90% of healthcare spending goes to managing chronic disease. On the other side of the screen, the natural approach is on finding root causes and supporting major body systems so the body can heal itself. Many times, this approach can have fewer side effects and long-term risks. I love that dōTerra is able to uniquely bridge both of these worlds. As we go to the next slide, we'll look at one of the root causes that Dr. Means identified for poor cellular health, and that is nutrient deficiency. Let's illustrate nutrient deficiency. Guess how many apples you would need to eat today to get the same nutrition that you would get from one apple in 1950. Go ahead and put your guesses in the chat. Okay, and I'm seeing 7, 4, 10. It's actually 100, which is kind of shows the state of our nation, doesn't it? 100. And Leah, if you don't mind putting that link in the chat for them to see that study, it's super interesting. But since the introduction of a major pesticide in 1950, we have larger crops, but we have a lot less nutrition in our food. Our food supply, which used to be our main source of vitamins and minerals, has been heavily compromised due to pesticides, soil depletion, shifts in farming practices, and then now we've added in artificial sweeteners and dyes and seed oils and things that are really taking away from our nutrition. According to the Environmental Working Group, 95% of US adults are deficient in vitamin D. And there's many other studies that show 94 deficient in vitamin E, 61 deficient in magnesium. So nutrient deficiencies impact every body different, but here are a few of the common results that we're seeing: inflammation, headaches, poor sleep, foggy thinking, lack of energy, digestive issues, hormone imbalance, low immunity. So if you remember one thing tonight, it's so important to us that you remember this. Poor nutrition is actually the number one cause of poor health. I'm going to pass it over to Christy.
Who here uses a supplement? So think of vitamin D, C, B, or maybe you take a multivitamin or an omega, right? If you take any kind of supplement, comment yes in the chat, because most of us are taking some form of a supplement. And if you're not, feel free to say no too. Looks like lots of yeses. I haven't seen a no fly through yet, but lots of yeses. So let's take a quick peek at the supplement industry itself. A study by the FDA from 2007 to 2016 detected contaminants in 776 dietary supplements produced by 146 different companies. And Leah can share the link for that in the comments. But what's important to kind of think about is, a study also conducted with 3 leading memory supplements found that 2 of them didn't even actually contain the active ingredient listed on the label, which is shocking, right? So the supplement industry is not heavily regulated. They can contain lots of fillers and not much of the actual ingredients themselves. So this creates a struggle because our diets are often deficient, right, in nutrients. So we need supplements, but it's hard to know what supplements to trust. A 2023 consumer survey on dietary supplements confirms that 74% of US adults take some form of a supplement and 55% qualify as regular users. For supplement tips, this is something that as I was learning about our specific products that I had never thought about in such depth, but there's 2 important things that you need to understand about the supplements that you do decide to take or that you are taking right now. Bioavailability refers to how much of the supplement is available for your body to use. As we just heard, many supplements are filled with synthetics and fillers, ingredients that our body can't use or recognize, and they can be more harmful than good. So the average supplement on the market has 20% to 40% bioavailable for our body. So when your supplement is not being absorbed, a lot of times it simply passes through our body in our urine and results in bright yellow urine. The other thing to really think about is bioretention. So bioretention refers to the amount of time that the supplement you're taking stays in your bloodstream for the body to use and experience continued support. And if your body is simply passing the supplement throughout the day, you won't experience the benefits of that supplement throughout the day. So your goal should be to have a supplement that is high in both areas.
All right, so I'm going to talk about the foundational wellness part of doTERRA. So kind of going back to what Dr. Means concluded. So she concluded that nourishing ourselves was one of the single most important things that every American should be focusing on to improve that cellular energy, and also that improves your health conditions overall. Doing this by eating nutrient-rich foods, moving your body, and managing stress. I love that it perfectly aligns with what we teach at doTERRA through our wellness pyramid. And you kind of see at the bottom there on that chart, like nutrition, digestion is at the very bottom there. So when you take care of your foundation of your health, a lot of times your symptoms in those upper levels of the pyramid are going to disappear. So today we're going to tackle most of the critical part of your health, the foundation. And the foundational health includes your nutrition. You think about like your protein, your healthy fat, fruits and vegetables, and digestion, also eliminating as well. And elimination obviously refers to the ability to get rid of those toxins through your bowels, urinating, sweating, exhaling. The one thing that I know that I've been focusing on even before I started using doTERRA, because I started using the foundational wellness it'll be 4 months actually in September 5th. And I had already started focusing on, when I think about my nutrition, I was focusing on, am I getting vegetables, fruits, and all of those good things. But at the end of the day, I was thinking, there's definitely some nutritional cracks that I'm not filling. And so thinking about taking doTERRA for me has been a huge game changer for filling those cracks nutritionally. I feel like I have more energy. I just feel, I guess, more nutritionally full is a good way for me to put that. So that is, I don't know if anybody has any other testimonials, people that are on here that have been taking doTERRA, if anybody else has anything to add to that. If not, we can look at so the kind of introducing foundational wellness for you. So let's look at some of doTERRA's answers to the foundation of our wellness. So we want to show you wellness made simple. So we know, obviously, we all have crazy, busy lives. We have things going on. And for really new habits to become sustainable and successful, they need to be simple. And so that's why doTERRA kind of created this foundational wellness bundle that gives you 3 products that are intentionally targeting your nutrition, your digestion, and your elimination. And for your nutrition and digestion, you have your VMG plus and your omegas, which we'll talk about here, but those are available in the US market. Or you also have that picture there. It shows the lifelong vitality, which is also available in the US and Canadian market. And then for your digestion and elimination, we're going to share about our PB Restore, which is one of our top selling probiotic recommendations. And then, so we're going to kind of talk a little bit more about these products on the next slide here.
So we will go ahead and start off with Lifelong Vitality. For nutrition and digestion, this is option number 1, Lifelong Vitality. There are 3 supplements in this line. a food nutrient, cellular repair, and E omega, which we'll talk about more shortly. Consider this the foundation to your health house. LLV fills the nutrient buckets in your body that are often lacking. It contains powerful antioxidants to help protect your DNA, and it is 95% bioavailable. Remember, this means your body can recognize and use the supplement. The product has gotten more people off of their over-the-counter and prescription drugs more than any other product that dōTerra sells. So then we'll go ahead and move to clinical trials. So dōTerra loves research. In fact, their research budget competes with that of major universities. Our chief medical officer is a world-renowned pediatric infectious disease doctor. Clinical trials were done with individuals using Lifelong Vitality. Results are based on blood work taken before and after a 60-day period. All individuals continued with their normal diet and exercise for those 60 days. Results show statistically significant improvement with blood lipids, fasting insulin, cardiovascular biomarkers such as CBC, blood lipids, blood sugar, electrocardiograms, echocardiograms, or ultrasound of the heart muscle. Reduce triglycerides levels in the blood and cellular inflammation. There were positive effects on biochemical indicators of cardiovascular health, antioxidants, inflammation, blood glucose regulation. And subjects reported overall improvement with mental clarity, energy, motivation, control, balance, and happiness. I consider LLV as part of my food budget. It runs about $28 a bottle. And if you purchase it through our customer rewards program, you'll get points back on every order to use to get products for free. So I'll go ahead and pass this back to Trina.
Thank you, Pam. We're going to talk about VMG Plus a little more in detail. And if anyone hasn't had a chance to share yet today, at the end of this slide, I'm going to ask someone to share a testimonial because I know I've been using this product for 10 months now. And I have seen some just beautiful testimonials in this customer group and in the group of wellness advocates. So just be prepared. If someone has something to say, I'd love for you to share at the end of this slide. So VMG Plus is our nutrition support. It includes vitamins, minerals, greens, plus essential oils and more. With this, you don't actually need pills to fill your nutrition bucket each day, which is kind of nice if you're like me and you don't really like swallowing pills. Looking at the highlights here, it has 90 plus key whole food ingredients. It's 10 times more absorbable than other brands. And a test showed 91% of the supplement stayed in the body 8 hours after it was taken. So then what that's telling you is your body's actually drawing from those nutrients all day long. And that's why for me, I don't have that afternoon crash anymore, which has just been amazing. Not to have to take a nap or try to have another cup of coffee. Another thing that's great about it is it tastes good. It's got a pineapple and mango flavor. Preliminary studies actually showed VMG Plus reduced biological age by an average of nearly 2 years after 6 weeks of use. VMG Plus is available through the US shop, and soon it will be expanding to other markets. And something just for me, I feel like some of the things I was struggling with a year ago were brain fog, deep exhaustion, and just chronic stress. And so what I can say now is that my brain is almost functioning at full capacity, way, way better with the brain fog. My energy is up enough that I'm actually able to train for a 5K, which I never thought post-COVID was possible for me. And I feel like my emotional balance is really in check. I still have to work on my stress levels and what I can take and not take, but I'm able to take more and even hold in comments with my husband, which I think is a huge benefit. He's happier. Is there anybody else that would like to share just a little something of how adding these vitamins to their lifestyle changed something for them?
Yeah, Trina, this is Renee.
Yes.
And one of the things that I noticed right away, is the energy for sure, but my cravings for sweets just seemed to, I didn't have that anymore as much as what I've had in the past. So um, more energy, better sleep, less sweets, um, right away too. It wasn't very long before I started noticing that.
That's great. That's a real change. I actually noticed when I say emotional balance, I had less. It wasn't only food, but it was just like things that I sort of felt addicted to, like scrolling on my phone or, that kind of a thing. I felt like I had more balance in all the areas. So that is so beautiful to hear you say that with sweets. I love that. Um, so this last slide here before I turn it over, what kind of value are you getting with VMG? If you look at this graph here, you can see that getting many of the products included in VMG Plus individually would be more expensive than getting them all put together. VMG Plus replaces many of the supplements people generally take, making it more affordable over purchasing individual supplements. I actually had a friend super excited to learn about the bundle that we're talking about tonight because she said she's spending 3 or 4 times that every month. So this was going to bring all those supplements into one place.
Okay, thanks, Trina. So I'm going to go ahead and get us started, and we're going to talk about the EO Omega Plus. And one of the facts that we do know is that about 90% of heart health issues can be changed with lifestyle changes, including adding omegas to your daily routine. So there's a lot of them out on the market, and we know that there are issues with fishiness, or sometimes we hear that from our customers who've had EO omegas in the past. But what I want to tell you is ours are infused with 2,000 milligrams of fish oil with a high amount of omega-3 fatty acids, including EPA and DHA. So to get your required omega-3 fatty acids, for instance, you would need to consume at least 2 cans of tuna daily. Not something I would want to do. EO Omega Plus also has wild orange. And like I said earlier, that fishiness, you will not have that with doTERRA's brand. So that wild orange is actually a great essential oil that's included in our product for additional absorption and extra support to decrease the cholesterol. So it's a therapeutic grade of wild orange, and I think that's kind of what sets us apart than what's currently on the market. So let's talk about the omega-3s and why it's so many, and we have so many benefits with it. And we're just going to kind of briefly talk about a few of them. So we know that cardiovascular support, that's research shows us that blood pressure decreased by 42%. So resting heart rates decreased by 15%, and the risk of coronary heart disease also decreased by 35%. So that's huge because we know that there's a lot of people there that are currently on blood pressure medicines, or their resting heart rate, when they wake up, is elevated. So that's good to know and kind of keep in mind as we go through this particular product. Brain and nervous system support. So adding omega-3s support cognition, memory, and mental clarity, which is also huge. I'm a stage 4 cancer gal, and I can tell you from the chemo and things like that I've had, that this has helped me tremendously in a lot of different areas. All right, so step 3 of our foundational wellness, you'll see here on the slide, is one of my favorites also. And that involves digestion, and that's where our PB Restore comes into place. Did you know that your gut is the key to your overall health? It's often called the second brain because it produces 90% of your neurotransmitters. It is also responsible for 70% of your immune function. Your gut also plays a key role in hormone production. So doTERRA created PB Restore to work hand in hand with VMG Plus and EO Omega Plus for total foundational wellness. So what makes this probiotic different than what's on the market? I'm going to dive into that. And I love that doTERRA has a pre, pro, and postbiotic. And that's kind of a complete gut health formula, not just the probiotics that we're used to seeing in the market. And that's huge. Another favorite of doTERRA's PB Restore is what I love the best. And that's called double encapsulation technology. Most of our probiotics really never reach the level where it should be at because of stomach acids. And so they dissolve, and even before it, gets to your intestines where they're needed the most. So ours releases billions of healthy bacteria at different points in digestion to give you a balanced gut support. Like I said, most probiotics never survive long enough to reach the intestines, but PB Restore delivers that targeted support exactly where your body needs it. So this is an awesome product, and I highly, highly love this one too. So it's going to include the healthy bacteria. That's going to support all of your major microbiomes, not just your gut, oral, respiratory, skin, and reproductive tract. So together, VMG, EO Omega Plus, and PB Restore make up that foundational wellness bundle, covering the key areas of nutrition and digestive health for less than $5 a day. But if you want to take your wellness to the next level, we've got some up-level options to share. So what we've just talked about, what you've seen, what you've heard about foundational wellness is really made simple. Remember, we talked about 3 products, simple products, less than 2 minutes a day. You'll build that foundation to your house that will allow you to build strong and steady for years to come. So I believe next up is my daughter, Christy, if I'm not mistaken.
Now for those of you who want a few more targeted solutions, we're going to go over a few of those. There are 3 optional add-ons you might consider. The first one is our number 2 selling product, MetaPower Advantage. It's our collagen product, and here are a few highlights. So 9 types of collagen. It's the 2023 best collagen. It's freeze-dried, 12 times more absorbable, which means that your body's actually able to use it. And it has lots of effects to it that help us age in reverse. So I know for myself, I feel like this one doesn't get talked about as much as it should because it's so much more than just a collagen. It's part of our MetaPower line, and that line is specific for metabolic health. So not only does it have the collagen in it, but it also has some other very, key things that help us with aging, backwards. The next one is, and also we'll show you some before and after pictures of people that have used the collagen as well, the MetaPower Advantage. The second one is the Zendocrine Detox Complex. Many people include this in their first 30 days with their foundational wellness bundle to give their liver, colon, kidneys the additional support it needs to handle this nutrition. So think about, just your body is getting lots of good things, and we want to make sure all of your pathways are open to be able to receive it. And then finally, the third one is Terrazyme, which is our digestive enzyme. We know that there are a lot of people out there who do not have 1 to 2 bowel movements a day. I have met some that only go once every 5 days, which just tells you right there. It's a necessary part of your foundational wellness to have yourself eliminating, daily. So if you traditionally had digestive issues like IBS or constipation, we also recommend adding this one in too.
And Christy, I'm going to jump in really quick because it really goes into what we're saying here. So remember, like with this product for me, it has been a game changer for my acid reflux. I was miserable with this. I had it really, really bad. I was on 2 different prescriptions. And by taking that product or whatever, I no longer have to take prescriptions and I no longer fight with any kind of acid reflux. Sorry about that, honey.
So these are just a couple before and afters. Sarah is the one in the very middle, and you can kind of see her before picture and her after. She is the same person, and the same person's on the right where you can see their arm as well. She had a dramatic weight loss that left her skin loose and saggy. The MetaPower Advantage she took for 3 months and saw a significant improvement in her skin. And so that's from the collagen, but also the support of the NMN, which actually produces NAD. And some of you might know what that is if you're kind of up and coming with aging in reverse. The other thing is Amy. She's on the left-hand side with the profile picture there. And she saw significant improvements in her skin tone with shrinking pores. But each of these women saw distinct improvements on the outside. Many times, outward improvement is a sign that there's an inward improvement as well. And I will share just something really quick before I pass it over. For me, I think it's great, like the physical improvements, but I will say that this is one that gives me a lot of energy, but also it helps. I can tell this one helps with my blood sugar regulation because this one helps me with the cravings, but also something speaking of hair too, I was going gray really, really, I don't know, I was having to get my hair done every like 5 to 6 weeks because these parts were just turning gray. And that's something that my hairstylist asked me about. I actually could go 9 weeks and I wasn't even hardly getting any gray. So the whole thing of the aging in reverse, like literally people who have gray hair, their natural hair color is coming back. So that's a huge testimony too, that how that NMN is working in that product to reverse aging.
You know, Christy, I don't think we talk about that very much in these photos, but even in these before and after photos, you see a difference in the hair color. So,
And Sarah, yeah.
yeah, I mean, honestly, in both of them, I can see a difference. But I know we have a friend whose husband had nothing but gray in the back, and now he's all back to brown hair. So it's really cool to see on a guy who keeps a short haircut. I love that about that. It's so fun. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Christy. Yeah, that's so interesting. We have another consultant or advocate rather who's not here tonight who went pretty much from white to brown, and it's actually just amazing. But that aging in reverse is real. So as we look at this slide here, we're talking about oils that you can get with the packages. We're just going to wrap up really shortly here and do our giveaway. And I want to encourage you to take time to connect with the advocate who invited you later. If you're interested in trying one of the foundational wellness bundles, the added benefit here that we show on this slide is that you can get a medicine cabinet filled with our top 10 essential oils. As we mentioned previously, dōTerra is actually the largest essential oil company in the world, and most people know us for that. But one of the things that makes our supplements stand out and makes them so effective is that we have oils in them. So if you'd like to learn more about the power of dōTerra's essential oils, definitely let your advocate know about that, because we do other classes where we spend more time on the oils, which are actually intriguing and very powerful. So for every month that you would order a foundational wellness bundle in 2025, you get a 5 milliliter top 10 essential oil each month for free. So by the end of the year, if you'd started at the beginning of this year, you'd have supported your daily wellness and accrued our top essential oil sellers for free to care for yourself and your family. I'm kind of hoping they tip this over into the new year too, because it's been really fun to try all these new oils. And when you get the foundational wellness bundle the first time, you receive this little gray box on the right on the screen with that free shaker bottle and a 5 milliliter bottle of peppermint oil, which is a fantastic oil and a lot of our favorites here because you can use it for so many things like headaches and digestion, reducing body temperature or fevers. And I love it for concentration. Like if I'm really struggling to concentrate, if I have anybody else with some ADHD tendencies here, you can just breathe that in and really lighten up your cognition and focus. And this slide, if you want to scan that with your phone, we have an awesome wellness community to help you understand how to use the products, read testimonials, ask questions, and get educated on all things health. I love this group because it's full of customers and advocates, and it's just a great place to go in and search for things if you have a certain problem, like if you're looking for a solution for warts or if you're looking for a solution for stomach issues. There's just a wealth of information there. We'll put the link in the chat too, and you can click that if you prefer. It will take you to a Facebook group and you'll just answer 3 questions, and then that will put you it will expedite your approval, I guess I should say. If you answer those 3 questions, you'll be put right into the group. And I think Leah's putting that in the chat. Thanks, Leah.
All right, so we're going to do a giveaway, and I'm going to post the Google link here in just a second for that form, or Trina actually is going to post that for us. And then we'll do a winner. I'm going to pause this recording for just a moment, and give me 1 second to do that. All right, so thank you all for those of you who are staying with us tonight to learn about dōTerra and the opportunity that you have to build a business in this space. We are so excited to share about the business model, and we're going to first look at the comp plan and how this business is set up. So essentially, this business is designed to create a pipeline for you, and I'm going to tell you a little story, so tuck in. Here's story time. There was a woman who hauled buckets of water for a living, and every day she hauled water from the nearest source to her distant village. If she needed more money, she'd simply work longer hours and haul more buckets. After many years, she grew weary of hauling buckets. Then inspiration came. If she used her spare time to build a pipeline, she would eventually create a new kind of financial opportunity and be free from hauling buckets. She labored diligently for a few years to build her pipeline, and then one day she turned on the spigot. Everything changed. She successfully created an unlimited supply of water, improved her villagers' lifestyles, and secured her own financial freedom. Her entire life changed. Essentially, when you're hauling buckets, you're exchanging dollars for hours. This is what most jobs are, including direct sales companies who have front-loaded compensation plans where the majority of their payout is for sales. This ensures that you'll continue to haul the buckets. It's hours worked in exchange for dollars paid. So contrast that to dōTerra's compensation plan and business model, which allows you to build your financial pipeline as you build your business. So the value of residual income, as we look at investing in retirement, I know I am 47 years old, I think. I always get confused, but I'm starting to really think about that. My husband's really thinking about that. We're thinking about, what does our financial future look like? So creating a pipeline that generates cash flow is extremely valuable. Here's how. If you wanted to earn $250 in residual income, you would need to invest $60,000 at 5%. So right now, if you invested $60,000, you would get $250 in residual income. That is about an elite, which is the first rank in leadership at dōTerra, what they earn on average. So go a little higher. Let's say you'd love to earn $2,500 a month. That's the average silver in dōTerra and what they are earning. And in order to do that, you would need to invest $600,000. Now, think about what $5,000 a month would do for your family. This is the income level at gold in dōTerra. And in order to be earning that in your retirement, you would need to invest $1.2 million. That's crazy. So the average time to gold rank is about 2 years. And as you look at the next 2 years, would you prefer spending time hauling buckets or creating a pipeline? So this graphic is a little outdated because a couple of these companies are sadly no longer in business, but we want you to see visually how doTERRA compares. We know that not everyone is driven by income, but it's necessary to live our daily lives, and that's why we highlight it. The questions we often get asked are, is this real? Can this happen for me? Can I be successful? So we're just going to take a minute. I'm going to start by sharing. I came into this space, like I said, in November of 2024. I had a tragic incident in our family. My 25-year-old son died on a motorcycle. And I got to a point where I did not know how I was going to continue to provide for my family, but be in complete alignment with the grief and the trauma that I was feeling in my body. I was given doTERRA as a gift, and the way that it supported me was unlike anything else that I had tried from my integrative therapeutic doctor. I just had a whole new level of support through the adaptive supplement. That was the one that helped me come out of a very dark depression, and it gave me space for other feelings. So, very quickly, I looked at this as a gift from God to be able to come into a full alignment for business, providing for my other 5 children with my husband, and healing. Like it gave me an opportunity to be in full alignment for work and life. And very quickly, I was able to get, I'm a doTERRA Gold right now, and I see that there is an opportunity here to build a life-changing income, not just a monthly provision, but a life-changing income. And I'm grateful for this setup, the way that this company is modeled. Their business plan is amazing. And we have a team that is so full of resources, so full of just the path is paved. You just come in and we show you how to get this business rolling for you and your family. Would anyone else like to share a little bit about their doTERRA building a pipeline story? And I'm throwing you on the spot because I did not ask anyone in advance.
Leah, I can try to share. My internet's not being fantastic, but I came into this industry. I've worked in this industry for over 10 years. I started fresh 2 years ago with doTERRA, and I very quickly replaced my income and have been able to support my family and be home with my kids, which was important to me. My kids are both in high level competitive sports that require mom to be the taxi driver all the time. So I often joke, and I'm dead serious when I say to people, I do not know how do people work 9 to 5. I really, truly don't understand how you find that life family balance. And to give myself an income to support my family as well. So I myself, I did promote to gold very quickly in like my second month. And then I've been just growing and looking towards those next promotions in the coming months. But it's been a fantastic journey. And I just think if anyone has the space to, it's not easy work. Nothing comes easy, but you definitely can build a legacy business and have your kids involved in it. My kids probably sell this product more than I do to their friends and their athlete friends and families, and it's great. So
I love that. There's probably a lot of recharge and a lot of deep blue coming out of your kids, like, sale book. And it's not even selling, right? It's like really, truly sharing good products. Thank you so much, Christina. I appreciate you sharing. If anyone else wants to, you are welcome to, but we can also move on. And I know Christy is going to take it away for us for the next couple of slides. And I went backwards, so give me just a minute. There we go. All right, Christy.
So doTERRA offers natural solutions for today's most pressing health needs. And at the beginning of the class, you all heard that 70% of Americans have a metabolic disorder, and over 50% of children are obese or overweight. So, and then also 70% of young people do not qualify for the military because of their health. Those statistics are staggering, and they should be a huge cause for concern for every single one of us. But the really great thing is doTERRA has solutions to address this current health epidemic that we're in. doTERRA's products are proven and highly effective. You heard about that, of course, tonight throughout this presentation. And our customers are very, very loyal. Our customer retention rate here is 75%. So that's almost unheard of in the industry. So the industry's average is actually closer to 13 to 18% retention rate. But what this tells us is that our customers need the product and that they love the product and that they also find the product affordable as well. So with inflation impacting families and their expenses continuing to rise, unfortunately, families are being faced with pressure to find additional streams of income. I personally love that doTERRA offers you flexibility to fit this into your life and allow, your family to live the wellness lifestyle that so many desire. And that allows you to partner with a team like ours that has incredible resources and support, so you're never alone in figuring out this business. And when I tell you support, it is true support, right? You are held 100% until you are ready to kind of fly on your own, which has been really nice. Last but not least, doTERRA has the best commission payout of any direct selling company. So most companies pay out 40% or less of their revenue. doTERRA actually pays out 48%. And this is one thing that drew me to doTERRA is that they're very transparent about their income. And some most recent changes that they added to our compensation plan really helps people who are just getting started in this business to first pay for their product, but then also to be earning an extra $500 a month on top of that. But if you would like to learn more information about what our team offers about doTERRA and more about the business, and how that could fit into your existing lifestyle, you're welcome to talk with the advocate that invited you, and they can connect you with the right people to kind of, explore that in greater depth. But we just want to thank you again for joining us, and again, connect with the wellness advocate that invited you in the next day or two so that you can kind of come up with solutions. If you are wanting to take advantage of that sale bundle, remember, like Trina said, it does end tomorrow. It was a quick one, but it's a good one. So don't wait. But your advocate, she can get you a link or get on the phone call with you, she or he. But between now and then, be sure to jot down anything else that pops into your head so you can share that with your wellness advocate when you connect with them. And thanks again for coming tonight, spending the evening with us, and we look forward to seeing you in our community group.
Thank you all so much. And yes, it is an amazing resource. I'm going to stop the recording. If you guys have any questions that we can help you with tonight, like